everybody, I'm back. I tell you what, I'm going to do another fall leaf, maple leaf, because I found one that's mostly red and green with just little bits of brown and yellow in it. And I'm going to do it in this Etchr Sketchbook because the paper is so good. This leaf is a little too big, but I just sketched out a smaller leaf on the paper. I'm going to do a little bit different techniques. This is better paper, and I'm going to do it with my Daniel Smith paints. My aunt got me this little tray at a sale, and it's just perfect. So I just got some paints out. I've got Indanthrone Blue, Pyro Red, Sap Green, Burnt Umber, and Yellow Ochre. And then my mom got me this little pottery bowl that I thought was really cute, and I'll be using water from that. I got my other supplies. I got my Etchr Sketchbook with 100% cotton paper in it, and I've got my Princeton Summit number 8 round. I might go and use the Princeton Summit number 4 round for some detail, and I might use my rigger brush, my Creative Mark rigger brush. So might use those. I got my Pigma Micron in 02, my pencil if I need to refine any sketch, and my eraser paper towel. So okay, here we go. I'll zoom in. Alright, so I'm going to use a little bit different technique here. Before I just did wet on dry, but now I'm going to do wet and wet. So first I'm going to wet this leaf with just clean water, and I'm just going to go around, and if you kind of tilt the paper, you can see where it's a sheen. And you can watch this video and then go back and try to paint it yourself, or you can always pause the video too and until if you want to catch up. I'm just going to go over certain parts of it again, because I'm just going to start dropping in color. I know this is kind of a repeat, but I'm going to do a couple different things. I'm also going to score the paper for the veins with a little tool, and it's just a dot tool. You can get it in the craft section. And we're just going to make some veins. Okay, so I'm going to drop in some yellow ochre up here. I'm going to get some Pyro Red, and I'm going to go around the edges here and just let the watercolor work. And I'm just looking at the leaf to see where it stops. I probably shouldn't have went all the way up there, but kind of pull it down here. Alright, so now I'm going to go in and Get some more yellow ochre and just kind of pull it in here. I'm going to go get some of that sap green because this leaf had quite a bit of green on it and I wanted to capture that. I'm going to take a little bit of that brown and I'm just going to dull this down a little bit. Because that's a darker green. That's really pretty. Alright, now I'm going to dot some more of this red up over here, down in here, and down in here. And I'm going to take some of that green. Make sure you don't have too much water in your brush because it will leave back runs. Alright, now I'm just seeing some bits of green at the top here of each point. And it doesn't matter if that mixes and turns to brown because that's what it's doing anyway. This is just a little bit of a technique. I like the other one too. Alright, so I'm seeing a little bit more yellow. So I'm going to get some more concentrated yellow ochre and really drop that in. This paint, this Daniel Smith paint, it's really good. Alright, so we'll let that dry and we'll come back and we'll finish it up. Okay, before I let that dry, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to make my veins. With my scoring tool here. And you can use a cut up credit card or you know, maybe a palette knife, the end of a palette knife. So you have to just try these different techniques and see which one you like. So far so good, I'm liking it. You kind of have to do this when it's wet. That way the paint can seep down in those divots. This is just easier for me to hold than it is, a credit card is. Let's see. I kind of want to put one right there. But did I do that over there? I don't think so. Alright, so I'm going to drop some concentrated brown right in there. And I know you probably didn't want to see a maple leaf again, but I really enjoyed doing these. All right. I'll kind of go around these yellow parts here. That kind of makes them stand out. I could just paint these maple leaves all day long. I'll go down here and do the stem. And get a little bit of green in there. You can do this with this brush if you're really careful. And get a little brown and put right in there. And a little bit of red. Now there's a point where you won't be able to add any more pigment because it's drying too much. Now it's starting to get dry, so I'm going to stop and leave that alone, and we'll see if it needs anything else after we come back. Okay, so we're back. Our maple leaf's dry. I took it over and got the heat tool on it to speed it along. Now you probably noticed that these colors are quite a bit more vibrant than these colors. These are Daniel Smith paints, so it's a big difference in the quality and the pigment of the paint. So this is just all one layer, so I'm not going to add any more, but I am going to take my marker. Let me move this over here. I really like that palette there from my watercolors. I just think it's great. I'm going to use that all the time. So, alright, so I'm going to take my marker here, and I'm just going to go around and define some of the edges to sharpen things up a little bit. But I like that. So, like I said, this is different paper, different paint, and different techniques. So, I liked this one too. This was my first maple leaf, but I think I like this one better. So, either one is fine. So, you decide, and You know, you could always go over this and add another layer of color to make it more saturated. But this was just one layer of paint, just dropped in wet on wet. So, thanks for watching, guys. That's it for today. Talk to you later. Bye.